Yo! Yayo, yayo, dreaming. Don't give it up, Lupe. Dreaming. Don't give it up, Solo. Dreaming. Don't give it up, Nave. Dreaming. Don't give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It is the Phil that plays, and today we are talking about last night's Egman online tournament, hosted by Zulu. He and Luffy TV. I think I'm getting that right. Sorry, I don't know him all too well, but I apologize if I got the name wrong. But super nice guy. I really enjoyed their banter back and forth. But anyway, today we are talking about the deck I played. Blue starter deck Crocodile. Now, if you've already seen Egman's video, you probably have already. But he did show my profile off there. I did end up getting 9th place, going 4-2. Now, I don't know why I got 9th place, to be honest with you, because when the tournament ended, I was at 8th, and then I checked a couple minutes later, and I got pushed down to 9th, which was really odd because the 8th place person and I, we put our stats next to each other. We literally had the same exact numbers. Same exact numbers. So I don't understand why we were swapped. Maybe it's just because the system doesn't allow there to be 2 people at the same placement, so just one person has to get knocked down. Which is unfortunate because, you know, 8th place gets an extra pack and 9th place does not. So, a little unfortunate. But you know what? I'll do better next time. I also heavily misplayed in round 5, which I think costed me the game. So I may have been able to go 5-1 last night if I hadn't misplayed, but, you know, who knows? World's crazy. But anyway, let's talk about the profile here real quick. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Before I do that, please, for me, hit that subscribe button down there. We are on our way to 600 subs, and I would really appreciate that. We're hoping to get to 600 by the end of the year. I say we, which is me, my roommate occasionally, but I would really appreciate any support and help. If you like the video, please hit that like button and comment down below what you liked about it. If you were in the online tournament and you played against me, I would love to, know from you. Well, hear from you. Because I did end up playing a bunch of people that knew me from my channel that said they watched my videos, which was a really cool feeling. Every one of my opponents was super nice. Everyone was having fun. We were joking around, laughing. It was a good experience. And that's why I love this community. That's why I love playing card games with people, because we all just like to have fun. Now, the deck I played, as you can see here, starter deck Blue Crocodile. I love this deck. I've always come back to it here and there, because I just think it's a fun control deck. It has great tempo if you see things. I really just like, annoying people with bottom decking things, because people seem to hate that. But you know what? I play against a lot of red and a lot of yellow at my locals, so blue is kind of a weird bag in my locals. And I'm also mainly the only blue player here in my locals. So anyway, the deck's really great. I love it. It played very well. I cannot think of anything I really would change. Maybe one card difference, but let's go over the deck profile real quick. Obviously, we know what the leader does. It can -4 Dawn and bounce a 5 cost back to my opponent's hand. Solid. Milok, one of my boss monsters, is amazing on curve. It bottom decks a 7 cost. Unfortunately, there's so many cards nowadays that are 8 costs and above that I cannot hit. Luckily, we do have other cards to do that, but this card, oh man, it saved me so many times against the new red-purple Luffy. Being able to bottom deck their new purple 7-drop kid felt awesome. Then we have the 2 Don Quixote do Flamingo. I used it as a blocker and also to search the top 5. That would allow me to set up my next couple plays. And if there were bad cards in there, I could just bottom deck them. It was great. Pacifista engine, obviously we're running 2 copies of the blocker Pacifista, 4 Sentomaru, and 4 of the vanilla Pacifista. Vanilla Pacifista is solid if you go second and you have got no turn to play this body. It's not bad. The Sentomaru engine the Pacifista engine is pretty much tried and true at this point. It's a great blue engine. It sucks when you can't find a Sentomaru for some reason, or you keep getting all of your Pacifistas in your hand, or heaven forbid in your life. It feels awful, but that's very rare the times I've played this deck. So, but still solid enough. Miss All Sunday. This card is amazing. I would not be surprised if this card would one day be hit. Being able to, on KO, grab any type of event from your trash, which I have 8 options for that. she would be banned at this point if it wasn't for the fact that her ability only works if your leader's Baroque works. You only can use this card in 2 engines right now, I'm aware of, both of them being Crocodile, Blue Croc and Blurple Croc. Card is amazing. New Shanks, though, unfortunately, it was not New Shanks. Set 1, Secret Rare Shanks, just attacks right over this card. Can't do anything about it, which is unfortunate, but, you know, it's still an amazing card in most of the matchups. For Kaya, this is one of the few decks I feel like that can actually play this card and make use of the cycling, because you have a lot of cards that don't have combo power and a lot of cards you just may not care for this early. But you can also bounce it back to hand with a lot of other cards, so it's pretty neat. Zeph is part of, I run 3 copies of Zeph, and this card is part of my ultimate curve. It's amazing. So, basically you play a 5 on your 3 cost, on your 3rd turn, your 5 Dawn turn when you go first. You play this for 5, 6k, body, bounces back a 3 cost body on the board back to the owner's hand. You set up a 6k. Cool. Next turn, you play your Soge King, which I run 3 copies of. Now, a 7 cost body. So you have the 2 Dawn you needed. You then bounce a 6 cost back to your opponent's hand. You get to cycle some stuff. Card is amazing. And then finally, that last card in the curve is Mihawk. So 5 Dawn turn, bounce a 3 cost. 7 Dawn turn, bounce a 6 cost. Did I say that right? On your 5 Dawn turn, bounce a 3 cost. On your 7 Dawn turn, bounce a 6 cost. And then on your 9 Dawn turn, bounce a 7 to the bottom of deck. You're basically playing 3 bodies, 6k, 6k, 9k in a row. That helps clear board of blockers, of attackers. It's such a cool combo if you can get it off. Unfortunately, I had set it up to do that because I played Don Quixote Don Flamingo. I had the Zeph in hand. I looked at the top 5, saw Soge King, Mihawk, and Kaido, which I do run 2 copies of. I was like, okay, perfect. I have my curve. This is great. On my 7 Dawn turn, I threw a Dawn on my leader and I swung. Then I went to go play Soge King, and then I realized Soge King cost 7, not 6. For some reason, I thought he was a 6k, 6 cost. And I goofed so hard. I looked at my opponent. I'm like, I messed up. Well, I didn't look at my opponent, obviously. I looked at his hands on screen. But I realized I screwed up bad because I looked at my hand. There was nothing else I could play that turn. My whole turn was going to be playing Soge King. There was nothing else in my hand worth playing. It was all 2k counters and a blocker. Then I didn't have any events in. I was my all miss all Sunday. I didn't have any events in my trash at that point. I was livid that I messed up. But yeah, if you don't mess up like me, you could do really well with it. Like I said, two copies of Kaido. This card is amazing if your opponent plays a decent number of bodies, but unfortunately, it's rough. If your opponent doesn't play a lot of cards that are worth hitting, it feels really bad to play it because you're not getting the most amount of value for it. But best case, you can also trash it with Kaya and Soge King's ability, so not too bad. 4 copies of Sasaki, another 2k counter, but I ended up playing him 1 time because my mulligan hand was even worse than my original, and he was able to get me back into the game with a way better hand. But unfortunately, taking a whole turn to play him to get that is just unfortunate. But he is there for a reason. He is a good card. Now, this is probably my favorite spice card of the deck. Trafalgar Law, the 6-drop promo. I've been trying to make this card work for since set 1, and it hasn't, because it really needs a longer, slower game meta, and I finally feel like this is the time that it's going to see play. More blue decks are running this, and I only got to play it once, but its ability is insane. If your opponent has 6 or more cards in their hand, they add 1 card from their life to their hand. Trigger is not activated. This literally spits on yellow because yellow might look at their top life and be like, yeah, that's good, keep that. And then I will be like, cool, Law, and now you have to get rid of the top card, and oh, it's a Thunderbolt, oh, it's a Perospero. Not a lot of people expect this card right now. I think the one time I got to play it on my opponent, he was so surprised. He was like, what the fuck? It's such a fun card to play. It's a 7k body. It feels really good for 6, and that ability it helps snipe a life. Now, Of course, if you don't see a good time to play it, if your opponent never seems to get close to 6 cards in hand, they play with a low hand most of the game, then yeah, this card feels awful. And once again, you can just get rid of it with Sogeking, Kaya, or even the Gum Gum Rains. But I really liked it. 2 copies of Dracu Mihawk. This is an extra 2k counter. I don't really think I'd ever play him for his ability. Obviously, we're running the Centaumaru engine like we talked about. 1 copy of Trafalgar Law Blocker. Honestly, if he was in my hand and on my turn 1, I just play him. He did stop the first couple attacks when I did get to play him, which helped me, I think. You know, easy block. Not many people can deal with it now that red isn't really a thing anymore, besides Ace and Red Purple Luffy, Red Purple Law, stuff like that. 2 copies of Gum Gum Rain, because, you know, 4 copies of the Pacifista there. Card's great. I did get it off trigger twice, but unfortunately I couldn't do anything with its trigger ability. Then, of course, the GOATs, the MVPs, the removal, 4 copies of 3000 Worlds, because we want to bounce 5-cost things, and there's a lot of really good 5-cost things. We'll bounce into the bottom of the deck. Its trigger is handy, and it came up a couple times. And then finally, Gum Gum Red Rock. This card is absolutely insane, being able to bounce anything on board. It helped get rid of the 10-cost Dofis, 10-cost Luffys. It's, let's see, 9 Beards, any big body, like, just get rid of it. And its trigger is pretty good, too. And that's the deck. Overall, like I said, I really did enjoy it. I don't think I'd make too many changes. Maybe change the law, the 1-drop law to another Dofi, but I kind of like this ratio right now. All my opponents were incredibly nice. You'll see all of our videos, actually, on the next couple days. You're going to see all of my gameplay videos, and you know, there'll be some commentary over them, obviously. Please check them out. Once again, thank you, Egman, for hosting the event. It was an awesome event, as always, and I think that's going to do it for this video. I really like this deck. I'm probably going to keep working on him until Set 5 comes out, because then I'm on that Sakazuki train, baby. All right, so thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Like I said, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button. Help us get to 600 subs by the end of the year. And let me know your thoughts and opinions about this deck in the comments. I would love to hear them. I love talking with you guys. And until the next video, take care.
Here's how the story goes. We find out by the treasure in the grand line. There's no doubt. The pirate whose eye is on it, he'll sing. I'll be king of the pirates. I'm gonna be king.
Yayo, 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 oh, oh. His name is Luffy.
That's Monkey D.
Luffy, king of the